This is a continuation from the previous video that I made, and it's about the side effects of chemo. So you hear the word chemo and you think nausea, hair loss. Yes, those are the probable ones. But chemo is like a teacher's pet. It's an overachiever. We all knew someone like that in school, or maybe you were that someone. I've been diagnosed with MDS leukemia, and I'm going to share with you which side effects I've had the non-pleasure of meeting. I'm going to try to keep this video as light and fluffy as I can. Nobody wants extra dread and despair. The world's got enough of that already. Okay, here we go. Chemo works by targeting rapidly dividing cells in your body. Unfortunately, cancer cells are not the only cells that rapidly divide or reproduce at this rate. I've discovered some weird side effects that until recently didn't feel connected to chemo. But the persistent increased awareness to these made me question them a little. So what did I learn? First one, taste buds. Food starts tasting weird, bland. Actually, it starts tasting like the opposite of what you're used to. I discovered I was throwing away good ham. I thought it had gone off. It tasted like it had been spoiled. Next is water. Water is my favorite drink. I drink it all the time. Thing is, with water, it started tasting like metal. It had this metallic taste. I even replaced my water filters thinking that they were finished or, done. Now just take that moment and imagine my response after shelling out for no reason. Again, my wife wasn't too pleased with my actions. She didn't relate. You see where this is heading, right? Side effect 3 happened in my mouth. At first, I glanced over the signs, but then I was forced to notice. I was getting these mouth sores, these little ulcers in my cheeks, in my gums, not little, some of them were like big pimples. And it was a weird one. And the other one in my mouth was my fillings started to get very sensitive. Every time I chewed on something that required my chompers to do what they're supposed to, what God intended, they would respond to, hell no. It's bad. It's bad enough to have considered root canal on those teeth. That's how bad it is. Another sign is a dry mouth, sensitivity to brushing my teeth. You hardly touch and it's sensitive. Spicy food is a no-no. Acidic foods, oh, don't go there. And alcohol? Let's just say if you want to do the Macarena, blindfolded, on a ledge of a 6-story building, wearing handcuffs, in the rain, while holding a number 2 in, with a cork, yeah, well, then I guess you get the idea. And I haven't mentioned anything about the hotness that comes with that. The next one is the stomach and the gut. Chemo can affect it in both directions, and I'm in both. Coupled with nausea and constipation, these have been a massive one for me. I mean, consider this. Think of a big Kalamata olive, those big black ones. You can picture it. Now, after spending a good 45 minutes of intense labor, you're giving birth to one of those. Just keep that image in your mind for a bit. That was my experience after my first round of chemo. After enduring of 6 days of constipation. It's no joke, guys. I laugh about it now because I know how to manage it, but damn, until I did, it's not something I want to relive again. And then comes the diarrhea. That shit's horrible. I mean, you can literally shit yourself. Try doing it from both ends at the same time, while trying to make it to a safe place. It's no joke. Another big one for me is the chemo brain, that brain fog bit. I mean, you've seen my videos. I try to edit them as much as possible, but some parts, there's just no cure. I can't edit out that stupidity. I find myself in the middle of a conversation with somebody, and the next words that come out of my mouth is blah, 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 blah. I look like a stuttering bobblehead. It's just, you got the words, but they don't come out. You got the thought, but you can't translate it. The reality is, words and any thought processes, they just evaporate. They just disappear as easily as they appeared. That one's a big one for me. It bothers me a lot. Another one is neuropathy. This is a term I had to look up because I couldn't figure out why my hands and fingers, my toes, why they were always tingling. There's always this sensation of pins and needles. It's effectively numbness and this icy feeling Again, pins and needles in your hands and feet, from your elbow down, from your knee down. It's a weird one. I actually thought the ones in my arm were from an old shoulder injury, something coming back, but no, this is the real thing. It's a real side effect of chemo. Another big side effect is your blood count numbers. In my case, it increased my red cells, my white cells, and my platelets, which honestly is what revived me. Okay, some people, those things fall, but for me, this is what happened. I had my days when my platelets were at 4. I remember that day clearly. If you don't know what that means, platelets being at 4, let me try and explain it this way. Think of climbing a single flight of stairs, okay? But now do it carrying your friend or your spouse or someone who weighs over 50 kilos, okay? On your back, piggyback, okay? Picture that one. Now add 2 small kids, one on each ankle, as if you're dragging them across a carpeted floor. They're having the time of their lives, but you're not. Now place a medical grade face mask over your mouth and nose. This is not medical grade, this is just a normal face mask, but place a medical one that really seals up. And do this when you're feeling the flu, very fluish, blocked nose, sinuses are blown up. That's not an exaggeration. That's literally how I felt after my first round. At my worst, I managed 5 steps up my staircase, and I had to take a breather. I had to take a break. I had to regain my air, my stamina, before I could take the next 5 steps. The energy just saps. But probably the worst side effect for me, you don't look sick. Knowing how I feel compared to how I look in the mirror, and I myself can't believe it. That opened my eyes. Even though my friends and family are sympathetic, I know deep down they just don't comprehend the severity of this disease. They hear about it. The continuous bombardment of information and people discussing it. You get to hear it, you get to experience it, but you don't live it. I'm not criticizing anyone at all when I say this. I'm saying this because you will never know for real until you do. And I pray that you never have to. The moral of this point is that chemo has some weird side effects. Chemo is designed to attack cancer reproducing cells, but it also goes after the healthy cells that you have in your body. I think it's completely up to you. It's your choice as to how you apply your mental and emotional attitude to cope with these attacks on your body. For me, the main step was asking for help. Asking God, Jesus, Mother Mary, my angels, my guardians, asking them for help. That's a help I needed when things got real. And for me, it's only just the beginning. My journey is only starting. I'm not done yet. I'm still here. I thought, let me just share this video with you so you can get a bit of an insight into what these things can do to you. So I hope this helped. God bless you all. Miguel signing out.